So Medicare is actually very good, but like many things, there can be choices that if you're not informed, where you don't make the right choices.
Right.
We're looking forward to getting on Medicare. My wife and I are looking forward to it. It'll be the best insurance we've ever had. So it's good if you do it right, and we're going to teach you how to do it right. So you can make the right choices that will help you out. So first of all, what is Medicare?
It's an exclusive club for the more experienced members of society, right? You start to get discounts instead of getting the senior menu at Denny's. You get discounts on colonoscopies and hearing aids and all sorts of things like that. We're also going to talk about prescription drug coverage today. That's a big topic. So you're going to learn how to crack the code on how to get aspirin and Geritol, okay? So we're going to have a lot of fun with this today. I'm going to level with you, and I'm an independent Medicare broker, by the way. Now, what does that mean? It means I don't work for a particular insurance company. I don't have a dog in this hunt. So my sole objective here is to educate you. We're not going to talk about specific plans. We're not going to talk about specific carriers here. We're going to give you the 50,000-foot view of Medicare today, and we're going to bring that down and put it on a shelf where you can reach the cookies, okay? So everybody's going to understand what we're doing. So in your senior group, do y'all ever have potlucks? Y'all have potlucks? Okay, do some of the ladies, like they have a specialty, they make desserts, and you got somebody that's really good at doing apple pies? Okay, so one thing about apple pies is that you must have apples in your apple pie, right? If you don't have apples in your apple pie, you don't have apple pie. You have something else, but you don't have apple pie. Medicare Part A and Part B are the apples in your Medicare pie. What is Part A and Part B? Part A is hospital insurance. This is the government's insurance for hospital. Part B is medical insurance. Let's start with Part A. Part A is not free. A lot of people assume that it is because they find that they don't have to pay for it. The reason that they don't have to pay for it is because they have paid for it in the form of FICA taxes. So if you've been employed for at least, you or your spouse of at least 10 years have been employed for 40 quarters and contributed FICA taxes, then your premiums are already paid for Part A. Now, if that was not the case, it's rather expensive. It costs about $505 a month to pay for Part A. So that's already taken care of for most people. Everybody here got Part A paid for?
Yes.
Good. Part B comes with a premium. This is your medical insurance. So think of it as Part A is all the stuff that happens when you're in the hospital. Part B is the stuff that happens outside of the hospital. Part B has a monthly premium of $174.70 a month for most people. Now that can be more. If your income in 2 years ago was in excess of $103,000 filing individually or $206,000 filing jointly, this is your modified adjusted gross income, then this will be higher. It's subject to an additional surcharge, and it gets more expensive if you're a high income earner. We'll talk more about that later, but if you think that applies to you, let me know. We'll have that conversation. I'll help you with it. But for most people, it's $174.70 a month. Every number that I give you today is a number that will go up over time. What we're talking about is a snapshot of 2024. 2025, we're going to have a different set of numbers, different set of deductibles, different set of copays, different everything. So Part B, let's start with that because this is going to help to explain why we need to have this conversation at all. And this is a simple way of understanding it. Part B, the government insurance, pays for 80% of your doctor bills. Now that's pretty good if you think about it. Government insurance, $175 a month, pays 80% of your doctor bills. That's pretty good insurance. The problem is that it only pays 80% of your doctor bills, which leaves you responsible for the other 20% of your doctor bills. And let me ask you, how quickly can you run up $100,000 in doctor bills these days? Yeah, my wife had emergency hernia surgery this year, and within a week, we were at $70,000. My son, several years ago, had a serious automobile accident, $1 million. in medical bills. Let me tell you, that will scramble your nest egg. So we need to mitigate your exposure here. That additional 20% is what we're dealing with. Now, Part A works a little bit differently, but the solutions here are going to cover that. I'm going to explain that for you as well. You're going to do one of two things to mitigate that exposure. You're either going to add on a Medicare supplement or an Advantage plan. And this is the Medicare fork in the road right here. You're going to do one or you're going to do the other. You don't ever mix these. And I'm going to explain both of them for you. And there's upsides and there's downsides to both alternatives. Let's start with the Advantage plan, because that requires a little bit of explanation. An Advantage plan is what they call Medicare Part C. And that's a little bit of a misnomer because it's not actually provided by Medicare. Medicare is providing Part A and Part B, but Medicare Advantage Part C is provided by a private insurance company. It's also known as a replacement plan. An Advantage plan, if you go to your doctors, they're going to call it a replacement plan. They don't call it Medicare Advantage, they call it a replacement plan. And the reason they call it a replacement plan is because the government tells the private insurance companies, if you can provide coverage equal to or better than what we provide, we will pay you so much per capita for each person that's insured. Now, we'll make up some numbers here. I don't know that these are real numbers, but let's say the government says, we're going to pay you $15,000 for every person that you enroll in your Advantage plan. Now, what you do with it is your business, as long as you provide coverage equal to or better than what we're providing. And the insurance companies say, okay, we'll take you up on that. And what do they do to make that more attractive to people? Because they want to enroll as many people as possible in their plan. They add on prescription drug coverage, Part D. They'll bundle that in with it. They might add in dental, vision, and hearing. That's very common. They might have a gym membership in there. They might have transportation to your doctor visits in there. They have all sorts of things. If you've ever seen a commercial with J.J. Walker or Joe Namath and late night infomercial, they'll tell you all sorts of things that you can get, and it's not going to cost you anything. These are typically zero premium. Now that's a little tricky there, isn't it? Why would you have insurance that doesn't cost you anything? Now that gets you thinking already, doesn't it? Well, it's because the government is paying these guys in order to insure you. They want to enroll as many people as they can in their plan, because the more people they have enrolled, the more money that they get from the government. From our perspective, your perspective, this looks attractive. All these benefits look attractive, but you got to play by their rules. And that's where we all need to have our antennas up and paying close attention about whether or not we want to make that deal. This is the proverbial deal, making the deal with the devil, okay? And I'm going to explain to you what some of those rules are. And this might be the way that you need to go. This is the way for many people, okay? This is a good option for many people, but you've got to comply with the system if you go that route. There are trade-offs. A Medicare supplement, in contrast, comes with a monthly premium. Now, one reason why you would want to get a plan like this, if you didn't want to pay the premiums for a Medigap supplement, and we'll talk more about what those premiums look like later, or you could not qualify, you couldn't pass medical underwriting for a supplement, then there are some reasons why you would want to get an Advantage plan. For one, they're guaranteed issue. So it doesn't matter what your health condition is, they will give you insurance. Yes, one reason why this may be an important thing for you to do, though, is because there's a maximum out of pocket. That's what this MOOP is for. And remember, we said you have unlimited exposure over here. So at some point, we want to put a cap on that. And this is the instrument to do that. These come in a variety of flavors, but the most common two are two that you would be familiar with, an HMO and a PPO. Yeah. So HMO is Health Maintenance Organization. You know, they have a network. You have a primary care physician. If you need to see a specialist, you're going to have to get a referral from your primary care physician to go see the specialist. You work within their network, and it's very efficient in that respect. They call that managed care. If you go outside of the network, though, you're on your own. Now, because this is managed care, they have a fairly low maximum out-of-pocket. It's between $3,500 and $4,500 typically. So if you're having a really bad year, all those out-of-pocket expenses, they add up over time. If you're having a really bad year, that's as bad as it's going to get for you. Now, PPOs, they have a network also, and that's a preferred provider organization. If you work within their network, you get the best deals. And you got more flexibility. You can go outside of the network if you need to, if you choose to, but they're going to have co-insurance of probably 40 to 50% of the cost to go outside of the network. That gets very expensive very fast. The good thing is that you're going to hit a maximum out-of-pocket at some point. But the trade-off, the exchange that you make for the freedom and flexibility of choosing your own doctors is that you have a higher maximum out-of-pocket. And that's typically in the $7,000 to $12,000 range. Those are not the official numbers. That's just typically what we see is $7,000 to $12,000. So there's exchanges in everything. With insurance, one of the things that you're going to learn about insurance is if they're giving you something with one hand, they're taking away something with the other hand. Basic rule of insurance there. But in either case, you have a maximum out of pocket. You've got some protection there. That's a good thing. Over here, with a Medigap supplement, which I'm going to explain in more detail for you, you're going to have a monthly premium. And with a Plan G, which is the most popular of these, you're going to pay a $240 deductible at the beginning of the year, and it's like having a season pass. You go to the doctor as much as you need to. Go to any doctor you want to. As long as they take original Medicare, you can go to any doctor anywhere in the country. Nobody has to give you permission to go see the doctor. And if Medicare covers it, these guys cover it 100%. I just put an M there because I had A, B's, and C's and D's everywhere else. And there's not a Plan M, but M is for Medigap. And D is for drugs. We hadn't talked about that yet. There's two ways that you can get prescription drug coverage. You can either get it bundled with an Advantage plan, or if you get a Medigap plan, you're going to have to get a standalone prescription drug plan. Prescription drug plans are very important. That's going to be a significant part of what we talk about today.
Medicare plan.